there, then we'll go and we'll do our best. We'll put them under pressure. The game is about being effective, being aggressive, winning the ball, getting on with the play. We'll put them under pressure.
Myself, is this a raccoon takeover here at Tequila?
Yeah.
You stick on your raccoony side. Hello, guys, and welcome to THF. Hello, guys, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home of Tottenham, past, present, and an exciting future under Ange Postecoglou. And yes, it is time. It is the day we've all been waiting for. It's fixture release day, where we get to see who we play, who, when, where, how, what we do, when we play Arsenal, when we play Chelsea, when we play Manchester United, when are the dates for the Europa League, the League Cup, the FA Cup. It's all here. We've got it all covered here for you guys here on THFC Till I Die. And yes, we are back. And we're back now every day with Tottenham content. We've had our little break. And we... As going forward, the channel is actually splitting into two separate channels. As from tomorrow evening, all the non-Tottenham stuff will be over on our new channel, which is in the middle of being set up. What's it called again, Tequila? What's the name of our new channel?
The new channel is called European Football Network Till I Die.
Yeah, so it's all part of the brand. Over there, you will get all the Euro 2024 content. You get all the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, all League Cup, FA Cups, and then we're going to cover the Bundesliga, La Liga. We're going to cover, I think, Serie A as well. And we're also going to cover the League of Ireland, England International, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland. So all non-football Tottenham stuff will be on our new channel, and only Tottenham stuff will be here on this channel only.
Yeah.
It was getting a bit too...
It was a bit, yeah.
It was getting a bit too cluttered, and we were having a lot of Arsenal games on here last season, and yeah, it wasn't a good idea, was it?
And none of us want to see Arsenal games on here, really, do we?
So all the other Premier League games will be also on the new European Football Network Till I Die YouTube channel. That is now in the process of going through YouTube's process, and that will be up tomorrow. Our first game will be a live watch along of Spain versus Italy tomorrow night. Me and Tequila will be bringing you that live over on our new channel. So
great game to start with, yeah.
Great big game to start with. I'm looking forward to it. So Tequila, how are you, sir? After we've got all the business out,
I'm okay.
All the normal stuff.
Well rested. As we took a couple of weeks off. Started doing the Euros, obviously, and all the Euros obviously will be on the new channel. But no, it's good to get back to Spurs. Technically, you could say maybe this is the first day of the new season. Really, it's obviously our first show of the new season. So technically, here we are. Fixture list is out, which we'll discuss in a minute, and we'll go from there. So roll on the season.
Also, we've got a date with our appeal with YouTube. It's on the 26th of August. So we've got that coming up as well, guys. But in the meantime, if you can do us a favor, like Ian S and a few other people as well, the link for the Patreon membership is pinned at the top of the channel. If you can hit that Patreon, and the memberships are very, very reasonable on there. Till we get our appeal sorted out with YouTube and we get back to normal. But I'm looking forward to it, Tequila. This channel growing even more, the new channel growing as well, and we're gonna bring a lot of football to a lot of people this season. There's a lot of people can't afford Sky, Tequila, can't afford.
I know I'm one of them.
Virgin, and Vodafone, and depend on people like us by doing this. And I want to do it because I enjoy doing it. I love YouTubing. I love football YouTubing, and we need to give these to the people that can't afford it, because they shouldn't miss out, should they, Tequila, to be fair?
No, now obviously we've made it a bit simpler for people. So if you want your Spurs, they know where to come to, and if they want European football, different leagues, they know where to go to as well as international football. So we've simplified it for everybody, so you know what to expect now. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it, bruv.
Yeah, I've seen what Paul Connor's put in the end. I will say something to that. I like that. It's quite funny. What we're going to say hello to Paul Connor. He says, "Big up, Dermo. Great to see you back. It is great to be back. It really is
Paul.
Back. Missed it. Had to take a few weeks off. I was burnt out.
Yeah,
I was tired. I was burnt out, and the mental health wasn't too great. If I make it myself as well. So I had to take a week off. Mrs. Tron's actually sat on me, make sure I didn't come near the computer. She actually took the computer in and said, right, clean out this computer for a week. And I wasn't allowed, when it came back, I still wasn't allowed near it. So I've been a good boy. So I've got over the probation period. I'm allowed back now.
You've done well, dude. You've done well.
She's looking
Congrats to Dermo.
With a frying pan in one hand and a pair of scissors in the other. I don't know what that's entailing off, but
you don't want the scissors. The frying pan's commonplace.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But big up, Paul. And he actually says, "Big up, Dermo. Great to see you back." We've got Darren West. Good afternoon, all. Big up, Darren. Hope you're doing well, sir. Great to see you in. We've got the legend. This man is a legend.
Big up, Wilson.
He is. He's a legend. This man is in the same bracket as Bill Nick, Arthur Rowe, Jimmy Greaves. I think he's in the same bracket as them people, in my opinion.
He's making me hungry, he is, because I haven't eaten really yet, and I could fancy a McDonald's. Sorry, Wilton. Just noticed the name, and my mind immediately went to food. Story of my life.
See, I bring him up.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry, Dermo. So I saw the name, and I thought I could use a burger.
And you go straight to food.
I can't. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
I don't know.
It's my problem to bear.
Yeah, and we have Paul Connor. He says, Dermo, even our current Prime Minister needs help to watch Sky. Well, tell him to come here. We'll help him. We know he's going to be out of a job in a couple of weeks, so he's going to have plenty of time in his hands. So.
Just so I understand, Paul, you mean the Irish Prime Minister, yeah? You're not talking about Richie Sunak, right? The multi-millionaire Richie Sunak, right?
That couldn't afford Sky. Well, if he's stuck for a job, we'll always give him a job on here, won't we?
He never needs to work again. His missus is worth God knows how much.
Yeah, but we give him a job on here. He can run the other channel. He can do a few watch-alongs for us. You know?
Oh God, no.
Him
you don't want to turn away fans, bro. No way.
But anyway, I do find that funny, Paul. I did see the interview, I must admit, and I'm thinking, yeah, right, okay. Listen, what does today mean to you, Tequila?
It gives us an idea of where we need to kind of be prepared. Like, at the end of last season, we had that was a horrible run of games.
Yeah.
And as we know, because we lost all those big games, which is, wasn't great, but you accept the fact we're playing teams who are mostly better than us. So,
yeah.
The fixture looks pretty kind, I think, at the start, a little bit like last year. I think there's no reason we can't go on a good run to start with. We've got Arsenal early. I know what you're laughing at.
Yeah. I'm going to bring it up now.
Go on.
And go on, you read this out. Go on.
No. PMs are banned. Damn right, go on.
Yeah, so damn right. Well, here is the fixture. This is our first 5 fixture, guys. We start on Monday Night Football. Sky just leave the best for last.
We're going to be playing last the first week. There we go.
Yeah, Sky leave the best for last. The best team goes last. And, we're on Monday Night Football away to Leicester. We can give Winks a bit of a horrible return, by the way. Then our first home game is against Everton on the 24th. Then we're away to Newcastle. Then on the 14th of September, Tequila, I cannot imagine the last time we had a home fixture in the North London derby. They've always been away. And
yeah, it tends to be that way. But obviously, Bobby did us a favour this year.
Yeah, Bobby did do us a favour. Home to Arsenal, and then we're home to Brentford. Then the following week, then our last 5 games. Then we're to end the season. We're away at Liverpool. We're away to West Ham. We're home to Palace. Away to Villa, and then we end off the 24-25 season home to Brighton.
Yeah.
We should never know. Could be going for the title that day. Could be going for the title.
Yeah. West Ham, Liverpool away. It isn't the easiest end again. It's not the easiest end, but we'll have to see what we're fighting. I've seen what we're fighting for, don't we?
Yeah. What do you think to our first 5 games, though? I think they're quite favourable, actually.
Away to Newcastle, it's one of those should we just get it over with because you know how bad our last two trips there have been.
Mind you, that's so true.
It is. If we, I think it might be a good time to catch Arsenal as well. I like the fact that we're home first, and I like the fact that it's early. I do like that. Because if we can get off to a great start like we did last year, then they're going to be playing us really early on, and I would love to hammer them and put a little an early dent in their title aspirations this season. Yeah.
Looking forward to it. And you look away, we've got Liverpool, West Ham away, Palace at home, Villa away. I think it's a good last 5 games, to be fair. I can't see anything wrong with that.
It depends what Villa. It depends how Villa are going to be affected by the Champions League, mate. If they can repeat, if Villa can do what they did last year, obviously it's going to be a very tough game. Even though we went there and beat them 4-0 last time, so there's that to think about as well. But we did actually hammer them last time we went there. So
now the Arsenal game could be moved to Sky. That could be moved on a Saturday or Sunday.
That'll be moved. Yeah.
I think Newcastle could be moved as well. We know the last game against Brighton's always on Sky anyway. But Liverpool could be on Sky. These are the fixtures around St. Stephen's Day, which is Boxing Day for you guys over in the UK. And it's Liverpool at home on the 21st. We've got Forest away on St. Stephen's Day. The 29th, we're at home to Wolves. And then on the 4th of Jan, we are home to Newcastle. Look, for me, even the fixtures around Christmas time seem quite favourable to us as well. It really does. It's been a really nice, kind fixture list, really, this season.
Yeah, Liverpool at home, Newcastle at home, Wolves. That's 3 out of the 4 home games, and the away game is to Forest, which I don't find that intimidating for Forest. So I think we could win those. We could win at least 3 of those 4 games, if not all. I could see us doing it.
I can. Paul says, I like our schedule next season. The big games are all spread out for us this time. If we go far in all cups, I cannot see us sanctioning many loans. Same here. I agree with you, Paul. We are going to get on to that as well after this. Wayne Bonner says, why is there a picture of a toilet roll for the 4th game? Well, we decided to put it in there. It was actually Tequila wanted me to put a toilet brush in there. So I don't know.
I ran out of toilet paper. So
was that the reason why?
Yeah, it was on my mind at the time. Sort of Arsenal.
Big up Chris as well. Big up Chris. He says, good evening, Tequila and Dermot. Very happy with the start. I don't care who we get or when 30-30, first 10 in the Premier League, I'll be happy. Exactly.
Yep.
And Wayne Bonner says, haha, Paul Connor. I think it's an insult to talk. Yeah, it is an insult to toilet rolls, Wayne.
Depends on the quality. Is it like Andrex or is it like Tesco brand? Never use Tesco brand.
Never can. Right, guys, this is now all our home fixtures. So, do you know any games at home there you're worried about? Look, for me, pardon me, I think the only one I'd be worried there probably would be Arsenal and possibly Chelsea. I think the rest of them, we shouldn't fear them, to be honest. Because Liverpool are going to be under a new manager. Man United, you don't know where they're going to be under Ten Hag. You've got Pep possibly leaving at the end of next season, plus all the Man City stuff that's going on. We don't know how that's going to play out. And
no, I don't even really fear Chelsea either, to be honest. I mean, you know, I don't see personally. I know that he got Leicester promoted, but let's be honest, they had the best team anyway. Let's be realistic. Yeah. I'm not sure that this, you know, that they've upgraded from Poch to this guy. I don't believe that they have. So whether or not their team clicks or not, I don't know. But Arsenal, you have to respect Arsenal's obviously footballing ability. I wouldn't say I fear them though. I fear City because City are City, and even though we have got a good record against them overall, we know what they can do. So I only really, honestly, Dermo, in the whole of the league, I only really fear City. It's the only one for me. Yeah. It's the only one because I think us playing at home obviously it equals the odds of everyone else. City are that much far ahead in my mind that you're always going to be underdogs against them no matter where you play them. But everyone else at home, we'll give it a go.
We'll give it a go. And you look at the fixtures at home there. I mean, the first 5 or 6 fixtures up to Chelsea, they're all winnable games. I know a North London derby, anything can happen in the North London derby, to be fair. But you look at Everton, Brentford, West Ham, Villa, Ipswich, Fulham. They're all winnable games, aren't they?
They are. Villa, obviously, we'll have to see what Villa do in the transfer market. We know they've got a good team, but Arsenal is a North London derby, so the kind of rules are kind of out the window of that. You never know what can happen. Everton, probably be fighting relegation again. Brentford weren't the same, didn't have a great season last season, really, all things considered. West Ham have got a new manager, so that might take some time to adapt to that. No, all winnable games. Arsenal obviously is the toughest of the bunch, and Villa. I've got my eye on Villa because it's such a massive season for them.
Now, guys, of course, we're in the Europa League as well, and you want all the dates for that. Now, the Europa League starts on September 2024, Wednesday the 25th or Thursday the 26th, Europa League 1, and then every other game is on Thursday after that. It's on October the 3rd to 24th, November the 7th, November the 28th for League 4 and 5. League 6 is in December, and then it resumes again at the end of January, the 23rd, League 7, and then the 30th, Europa League 8. And then the round of 16 up on the 6th or the 13th of March, 2025. The quarterfinals on the 10th to the 17th on April 2025. Then the semi-finals on the 1st and the 8th of May. And the final, of course, is on the 21st of May in Bilbao. Why is that so etched in Tottenham history, Tequila?
I've looked at Bilbao. Yeah.
Why is it etched in Tottenham history? Etched in Tottenham history, without looking it up.
Was it before my time though, Dermo?
Yeah, it was the ground where Tottenham won their first ever European trophy in 1963.
Is that true, really? Was it in Bilbao?
Yeah, okay. We beat Atletico Madrid 5-1 in Bilbao.
Wow. See?
You're
educating me.
Could be going back there again. The dates for the League Cup, of course, we're going to round 3 this year, so we've already gone one round better than we did last season, which is a blessing. That starts on the 18th of September, and then that finishes on the 16th of March, the day before St. Patrick's Day. And then on the FA Cup, we start on the 11th of January for FA Cup third round. That all goes away to May the 17th, which this year is not the last game. this fits into our last 5 games of the season if we get to the final. So even after the FA Cup, we've still got 2 more Premier League games to play. So
Dermo, how seriously do you think we should be taking the 2 domestic cups? Do you want to prioritise the FA Cup, or is it you want to do what
we should take every tournament seriously, all of it.
Okay, yeah,
everything, the quadruple.
Do you think Ange maybe learnt a lesson going out so early in last year?
I didn't blame Ange for what he did in the League Cup last season, because he had to play them players sometime. He didn't have any European football to play them players into. He had to play them somewhere, and it was down to them players to win that game, and they didn't. And most of them players that played that night, to be fair to Gila, are gone. They're not even that club anymore.
That's true.
So I think he will, as Paul says, I can see Ange going for everything this season. I can too.
Hopefully he does, Paul.
Yeah. Hopefully he does. And for me, we've got Chris saying Brentford's a tough game recently. Thankfully, they have Tony. Now, the Tony thing, do you want to give us an update on that? Because apparently it's a load of nonsense what was put out yesterday, wasn't it?
Well, the claims were that we had a £40 million bid rejected, but according to the source that we know, that those discussions never took place. So there's only been limited discussions, and no bid was put in. That's what we were told. So
and no personal terms that were even offered either.
Yeah.
So it's everyone. There's no point putting out news when there's no news. You can put out news to clickbait all you want. But there's no point, because you're giving out false information, and that, for me, is not what we do on this channel. Paul says we really need to avoid them playoffs if we can. I do agree with that as well, Paul. We need. I think it's the top 8 that go through, or the top 10. Can't remember. I'll look that up for you guys. I think it's the top 10 that goes through into the rounds of 16. We do.
And the thing is, Dermo, it's the middle rung European League, right? It's not you're gonna get decent teams in there, but not the top tier teams. Yeah. We should be one of the favourites, I would have thought, to finish really high up in the league in order to win the thing. So if we do end up in the playoffs, then we've done really badly. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
No. And Paul says it's the top 8. It is the top 8.
Yeah.
Paul says also, I think Villa will struggle this big time this year. Champions League, a different animal. Well, you look at Newcastle; they struggled this season as well. With the Champions League,
they did. Yeah.
How bad do you think it will affect Villa? I mean, we played with no European football, and we struggled.
It will affect. It will affect. We have to see what they do in the transfer market. If they go ahead and buy a surplus of players to cover it and improve their squad, then maybe they will. Newcastle obviously did not do that. And they've got more money than Villa, but I don't know what we've heard rumours about the FFP and Villa as well. So maybe they can't spend that much to actually enforce their squad that much. So maybe they will struggle. We'll have to wait and see what they do in the market, but it's going to be the same for us. If we do qualify next year for the Champions League, we'll need an influx of more players as well to cover it. So
we will. Big up to Dragon D Nuts as well. It says, G'day, Dermo and Basil.
Basil Brush. That's me.
Are you Basil or Rocket?
I prefer to be Rocket Raccoon because he's much more cooler than Basil Bloody Brush. But there we are.
Yeah, you should be there with your big guns.
Yeah, if I could animate the guns, I would, Dermo. Then again, we'd get demonetized. Can't put a gun on YouTube.
Big up to Colin as well over on our partnership channel, our partners channel, Full Time Sports Network, who we are very happily and very content with the partnership we have with them. Big up to them guys, are absolutely fantastic, really great help to the channel. He says Mbappe's been ruled out of Euro group stages due to him breaking his nose last night, Tequila. So there you go, a bit of news coming there.
Yeah, France has still probably got enough to get through without him, to be honest.
We've got Colin also says Man United are signing some quality players. I wonder if they're signing them out of the Brady bunch or the Beverly Hills.
Is Ten Hag going to raid the Dutch league again, because that's worked out so well for him so far?
Look, we haven't been on for a while. So what do you think of Ten Hag being kept at Man United? What's your thoughts very quickly on that?
I thought he'd go, but the FA Cup, obviously, I think it might be, and the truth is that there's just not that many options out there.
No.
So it's kind of like, well, if we can't get anyone better, then I suppose we'll stick with him until someone else better. You can be sure, Dermo, that if somebody else, if there's a firing or whatever of a big name, they might reconsider that. The first big name that appears. So
yeah, can you give an update on the Turkey Georgia game as well? Because we want to keep people up to date as well for that. If you can.
Wayne Bonner's just put in there a 1-0 to Turkey. I'll have a look myself.
1-0 to Turkey. Big up Wayne, and Dragon D Nuts has called you Rocket Brush.
Rocket Brush, yeah, that's not bad. It's better than Toilet Brush.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the Europa League if we can. No, actually, I want to talk a little bit about our away fixtures and where do you think our away record's not been great?
It hasn't been good for a while, has it?
Which away games are going to fear you this season? Now, look, Arsenal's the North London derby again. We shouldn't hold any fear going there, to be honest. The new teams that come up, Southampton, Ipswich, and Leicester, do you know?
No.
Are they going to be difficult places, you think, to go to? Or do you think, we should get 3 points?
Every like you said earlier, Dermo, every away game is difficult, right? But when it comes to fear, for me, away from home, the only places I expect us to not get any points away from home most years is Liverpool, because our record's bad there. And Liverpool and City, even though I know that we've done okay there overall, I would fear them. And that's probably it. And maybe Newcastle is a new fear that I didn't have a fear a couple of years ago, but because of the last 2 years, I'm happy we're getting that out of the way. By the way, early. Yeah. Because if we're gonna take another hammer in there, let's just do it early and get it out of the way, and then move on afterwards. No, I don't even fear Chelsea. I know that we never win there, we never get anything there, but I don't fear them.
No.
Especially not this current Chelsea side. I just don't. Not with their manager. No.
I mean, the way the fixtures have been for this season, they've been very fair. I can't complain about the fixtures.
No.
And every year we always complain about something. Either too many games in 1 week or the games are too congested. But there seem to be, and there's no winter break this year either in the Premier League. But no team can play no more than 60 hours between games over Christmas. So, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's really good change there.
Look, for me, Liverpool, I think Man United, I always get a bit nervy going to Old Trafford because you don't know what.
That's because of the Fergie years, Dermo. Yeah. They're not that team anymore. Yeah. Sorry, Con.
Wolves is not an easy place to go to. We always struggle at Wolves.
Yeah.
And Brentford got a draw there last. It's the 3 new teams. That worries me a little bit. A lot of teams are going to slip up at Ipswich and Leicester. Southampton, I think, will go straight back down. But for me, I think Ipswich and Leicester could stay up. By the way, I think Forest could be one of the teams that go down with Wolves. And
Southampton and Leicester, Dermo. I mean, they've only been out of the Premiership 1 year. Ipswich, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what Ipswich will do. So they're a little bit of an unknown because obviously they've kind of come out of nowhere, didn't they, last year?
Yeah.
Nobody expected them to be there. So we'll have to see. Looking forward to seeing them have a good fight.
Chris says to Wayne, thank you for keeping us abreast of the Turkey Euro games.
Great wordplay there, Chris.
I tell you one thing, I love my chat. I love our chat because they're so funny.
They always laugh.
Paul's put a question in here, Tequila. Let me get that right. And it's he's saying, Dermo, what's your thoughts on the new European competitions? And with the new layout, we could end up playing Man United in the group stages. You know what? I felt the Champions League and the Europa League needed changing. And I think they've only done this to salve off the European Super League.
Super League, yeah.
To be fair.
I think
what do you think of the new format, Tequila? Are you in favour of it or not? We will go into depth in this on the other channel in the next week or so about all the European competitions and everything. So please do get over there with that.
I'm curious about it, Dermo.
Yeah,
I'm curious about it.
What are you curious about, man?
Well, I'm just curious to see how it affects the leagues. Like, I'm curious to see, if it goes to the playoff, it's going to end up being more games, isn't it? It's more games than it was before. So how are teams going to deal with the more games? And also, the top 8 go through. So then there's how many teams are in the whole thing? It's 32, isn't it?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So only the first quarter go through. And how many games overall is it going to be to win it?
8. Here, well, we're bringing this up here, Tequila.
1, 2.
There's 8 league games, and then you got the knockout rounds. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you've got 12 games to get to a final. Where if you look at it now, what was it? 6 games in the group stages.
In the group stage.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So it's actually the same amount of games then. I thought it was more.
Yeah, that doesn't work out. You got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. See, that doesn't work out, does it? You end up playing more games. I know that. Paul here puts it right.
As well. Yeah,
I've looked into this, Tequila. It's very complicated.
Yeah,
you need a degree to actually go through it. Paul says the top 8 go through. The next 16 play the playoffs. Then the winners of them 8 games play the top teams from the group, and then the normal knockout stages. It's really complicated. It is so ridiculously complicated. Why can they have not kept it as it was? But did it need refreshing because of the Super League?
Yeah, no, I think I understand now that Paul's explained it that way. I think I understand what it is. The only thing that probably isn't fair is so that it's all going to be randomized, isn't it? Who we play is all randomized. There is no and it's not only that, it's the home and away fixtures are randomized as well. So what if you get just really unlucky and all your games are away? I suppose that's just the randomness of it, but would you say that it's fair? Or is that putting too much hands in Lady Luck? Is there too much Lady Luck involved? Whereas you're home and away.
To win any competition, you're going to need Lady Luck. To win any league, you're going to win Lady Luck somewhere along the line. For myself, but look, it is what it is. They're the rules. You can't change them.
Yeah.
You play with the rest of the teams, like the other teams are the same. I just don't like the way that you end up playing more games in this new format than you did in the old format. It's to make more money. Let's not make no bones about it.
Without being too cynical, Derma, I hope it is proper randomness. I hope there's not tinkering done behind the scenes to make sure, like, we want so and so to go through. I hope that it's legit. I hope that it's legit and it is actually random. So
yeah, Paul says here, because I know we play 2 teams from each pot. Now it does go into a pot. There are 4 pots, so you play the 2 of the top teams and in the group stages, and you can play a team from the same country. So we need to do a show in this to really explain it properly.
We do.
Big up, Paul. And Wayne says Georgia have equalised. It's 1-1. Big up, Georgia.
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Yeah. Chris says, I think it's 3 at home, 3 at home, 3 away, but a draw can make it easier or more difficult. Agree about the fairness, Tequila. It's not fair. It really isn't fair. And if you look at our fixtures as well, if we go, say, far into the League Cup and also go far in the FA Cup, right? You're looking around, March. So you're looking at between the 6th and the 13th of March, right? A quarter final, around the 16th, right? You're looking at, you've got a League Cup final to play in March. If we get there, you've got a quarter final to play in the FA Cup. And then within the league, I mean, you look March, so you've got what you got here. You've got Brighton at Bournemouth at home and then away. What you got away? You got a few games away, so it's going to be very tightly packed.
And that's why you have to hope that in the Europa League that we don't get a bunch of away games all asking us to go to Eastern Europe, because that could happen if you get unlucky and you draw just away games. You know what I mean? That's where all this randomness comes in. I don't mind randomness in the FA Cup. There's randomness because obviously normally it's decided on the night and stuff like that. But this is an awful lot of randomness.
Yeah.
More than is normal.
Yeah, and also don't forget next summer you get the Club World Championships as well for the first time. As well,
they're coming in as well. Yeah.
So you got more football. So these players every summer they're going to be playing the tournament. Now I don't know if Tottenham will get into that. I doubt it. I don't know how they pick the teams. I suppose every European team that wins a European trophy next season gets into it. I suppose that's how you qualify.
Well, going back to the UEFA Cup very quickly.
Yeah.
There's a comment here from Paul. So he's saying it's 4 home and 4 away. So is that guaranteed then, Paul? I'm asking. He seems to be pretty knowledgeable. Yeah. Paul, is that guaranteed that that it is actually fairly? You get 4 home and 4 away. Then you can't be drawn like eight times away. Then.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's 4 at home. You've got 4 away.
Okay.
And then he says, if we make the final 3 cup competitions, we would play 62 games this season. Yeah, and then it is 4 home, 4 away.
That's fair. Okay, I'm glad that makes it fairer then. I thought maybe like you could be drawn 8 away. Okay, fair enough then. There's still randomness, but not as much as I thought. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Dermo. Back to the World Club. Yeah. So every person who wins European Cup goes into this. Then this new thing, does it?
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I need to do my research on it. But is there too many games now in football? I mean, you look at the 38 in the Premier League. They're very contested. You've got the FA Cup. You've got the League Cup. Now you've got the Europa League. Does one competition in your mind have to be sacrificed? And if you were going to sacrifice one competition, which one would you sacrifice?
I think it's obvious that the least prestigious is the League Cup, but in saying that, it's probably the one we're most likely to win, because the other big clubs tend to not take it as seriously either. Other than City, who for some reason, if you've not noticed, always tend to put a lot into it. They always go far.
Yeah, but the Man City thing, is that going to rear its head next season? I think it is.
It depends how much faith you've got in it, how much faith or lack thereof you've got in the Man City lawyers, Dermo.
Well, look, let's talk a little bit about it, right? We know they've gone to court, taken the Premier League to court over a rule that they voted in. Let's not mistake that. Let's call a spade a spade. They voted in the rule, and then they don't like it. Well, you can't turn around and say, you can't be a turkey and say, look, I voted myself in for Christmas, but I ain't going to go to Bernard Matthews. Do you know?
That's a great analogy, mate.
Huh?
That's a great analogy. Yeah, I like it.
You know, you've signed up to go to Bernard Matthews. You signed up to go to Bernard Matthews. Simple as that. Change the rule because it suits you. Will this be a very unique Premier League season? Because if Man City are then found guilty of charges of what they've done wrong, and then they are expelled from the Premier League, where does that leave the teams playing the Premier League? Now, there is 6 teams that have given evidence against Man City, Tottenham being one of them.
Good.
Do the Premier League clubs need to come together and say, hang on a minute, okay, I know we have to play Man City because we've signed to a contract. We know we've got to do it because we have to do it via what the league rules. But could the teams, also 19 other teams, say, right, okay, we're going to play them, but we're going to forego the game?
You mean just forfeit the game and just not play them?
Forfeit the game. And
you're handing them the title, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, look, I flip the question then. They get found guilty during the season. What happens then?
It's an absolute disaster. That's what happened. This needs to be done in the off season. And if it's not going to be done in time, then sad to say that I guess they've got to pause it for a year. I don't want them to, but because it can't be done mid-season, Dermo.
No,
it can't be. You can't have a rule like that mid-season. I mean, what are you going to do? Kick them out of the league mid-season? No way. You're gonna. I guess you deduct them points and then relegate them. I mean, you deduct them. I don't know, a crazy amount of points so that they're going to finish bottom of the league no matter what they do. And is that? And let's say they do that. That means they would go down to the championship. But then as well as I do, they'd bounce back the next year. So that's not. Is that really enough of a?
It's not a punishment in my view. The Premier League. If the Premier League, look, I've always stated that Serie A went down this route years ago with all the corruption in Serie A, with all the corruption, with all the match fixing and everything. Right? Man City haven't done any match fixing, but they've broken the rules in different ways. UEFA found them guilty and banned them from the Champions League. Man City found a loophole to get around that and win their appeal. There's no appeal to this. Once they're found guilty, they're found guilty. Now, two things can happen. If Man City are found guilty, the owners could walk away from Man City. With Pep possibly leaving at the end of the season, does he know what's coming down the line? And he doesn't want to be a part of that. Does the talk of in the summer that Kevin De Bruyne was about going to the Saudi League? I'm quite happy going to the Saudi League. I've got no problems of making a few extra money.
Yeah.
Does it all? Am I getting 2 and 2 making 5 here, or is 2 and 2 rarely coming up before that? That they know something's coming down the line, and everyone's getting their ducks in order to leave a sinking ship.
I don't think Kevin De Bruyne stuff probably is a factor in that one. I think that's just him being brutally honest about, he's won everything there is to do. He's at the end of his career. Why not? The Pep thing would be fantastic timing because Pep can win all these stuff, increase his reputation, which he already has. I mean, even if Man City were to kind of lose all their titles, Pep is still regarded as the best manager in the world. So his reputation will be fine. So then he just moves on to greener pastures, Dermo, and he lets whoever the next manager is deal with all the stuff that's going to happen down the road. It makes sense, doesn't it? If you're Pep Guardiola, it makes sense.
Yeah, but do you think they know something what's coming down the road?
I think Pep's got a decent idea, mate. Yeah. I think so. He's a smart enough chap.
We got Chris here saying FIFA and UEFA don't give a shit that the grassroots is the leagues. Without there'd be no internationals. Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't care. FIFA and UEFA do not. I mean, FIFA are looking to expand the World Cup in 2026 to 3 countries, and then in 2030 it's going to be 6 countries hosting the World Cup.
It's getting silly, isn't it? 3
in South America, 3 in Europe. And,
just about money,
UEFA haven't got the balls to uphold the decision against Man City when they've broken the law, and to uphold their ban. UEFA are as weak as FIFA are. There's nobody in either organisation has the balls to stand up and take soccer by
they haven't got the strong enough leadership, have they?
No, to take it by the scruff of the neck, Tequila, and actually drag it into this century and say, right, this will not go on. If you get caught cheating or match fixing or breaking any financial rules, you will be punished, and you punish them with the severeness punishment you can give them. And if Man City get away with this, then that sends a signal out to any club in the world. We can do this and get away with it.
Don't you feel though, Dermo, that they are going to get away with it?
No, I know they're not going to get away with it because I'm not going to say where I've heard it from, but I have been told it's very unlikely they're going to get away with it.
No,
they are going to be found guilty on some charges.
Right. No, I hope you're right, but money, with the amount of money they've got, I'm not going to. I won't get too deep into it, but people can be bought. You know that, Dermo. You're not an idiot. You know that money talks in the end, so we'll have to see. But I hope you're right.
I know you bought me.
Oh, I bought you for like £10, Dermo. Teach you.
Yeah, £10 and a packet of crisps and a packet of fruit pastels.
No, an open packet of crisps.
Yeah, an open packet of crisps. That's why it tasted a bit funny. Right. Okay.
I won't go to that.
Paul says, I do not think it's too many games. Most teams have squad around 30 players, including youth. More games, more opportunities for our youngsters to make an impression and increase value and win. Yeah, absolutely, Paul, 100%. And it goes on, personally, if they get relegated, it'll be at least 2 seasons before they're back in any sort of European competition. Players will leave en masse if they get put in the Championship. I think I've heard rumours they're going to be put in League One. That's how far they're going to be pushed back.
If they put into League One, then it would take them at least 3 years to get back into Europe, unless they somehow won like one of the cups while being stuck in Championship.
Now, if the owners leave, and Man City going to be a heap of shite financially, by the way, as well.
It could end up going into bankruptcy, couldn't it, easily?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's not it is, but I wouldn't want to see the club actually shut down for the proper fans who were there before.
Yeah, exactly. I feel sorry for the proper chat. I feel sorry for the proper fans. I really do, but not for the glory hunters.
No, not for no. I mean the older fans who they were now in the second division and stuff, you know.
But big up to everyone. Thank you for joining. I think we're going to leave it there, Tequila, because there isn't a lot really to talk about. There's not a lot of news around.
Let me ask you this then. One last question before we go. Are you disappointed there's been no signings for Spurs, or do you understand because of the Euros going on?
I knew there were no signings. I knew there were no signings this side of the Euros. Unless somebody comes up with the next few days with the signing. But we are going to be back tomorrow, guys, with all the latest news from the newspapers, from X, from News Now as well. We're going to go, me and Tequila, tonight and tomorrow, we're going to scour everyone. And we're going to bring you the latest news. And me and Tequila are going to play a little game, believe it or not believe it, tomorrow. So we're going to play a little thing, but every day there will be some Tottenham news for you guys here every day on THFC Till I Die. It is great to be back. I am so glad. Big up also to the Normality channel with Riley Afternoon. It says Camper League. Chelsea got sick. Yeah, we are tomorrow as well, guys. Once the new channel is up and running, we're going to go through the rest of the Premier League fixtures as well, me and Tequila, and we're going to go through the whole lot. We're going to go through every team's first 5 fixtures, and we're going to sort of see where we think the other teams as well are going to fare out on that. We've got the Normality channel with Riley and Wagman to all in the chat. He goes, man, couldn't get to my comment where we did. And Chris said the league is ours for the taking. Oh, so it is.
We're winning the league, right, Dermo? Come on, Dermo. Yeah. Come on. Get pumped up. We're winning the league.
The quad's on. The quadruple's on. The quad's on.
I love it. Love it.
Tequila, where can people find you, sir?
Obviously, you find me on this channel with your good self, Dermo, and I'll be obviously popping on to the new channel that's coming tomorrow. And I've got my own little gaming channel called The Play Pouch. Anyone would like to sub that, it'd be great. It's just a little channel where we just talk about the games industry if that's your jam. So please join us. Thanks again for having me on, Dermo.
No, it's always a pleasure on with you, Tequila. Yeah, we are back tomorrow at we're on tomorrow at 5, and then of course we're on with the new channel at 7:15 for Italy versus Spain, which is going to be an absolute belter.
That'll be a call for that one.
It's a short one today. I do apologize, but there's no point re-talking over what we've already talked over. But we're going to wait for some news from our source. Not unless you want to talk about anything before we go, Tequila. Is there anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to?
Not really. The only information really is the Ivan Toney stuff. But as we discussed earlier, it's a non-factor really because it hasn't even happened. So there we are. Oh,
very quickly, Real Madrid looking at QT as well while we've been off.
I admit I did fear that. I did think that there'd be a Spanish side. I didn't know if it would be Barca or Madrid, but I did fear that maybe a Spanish side were going for him. But hopefully not.
He won't be going anywhere.
How much would you sell him for? Put a number on it, Demo. There's always a number for
1.4 billion.
Oh, come on. 100 million, yes or no?
No.
150 million, yes or no? Come on.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
150.
No, yeah. No.
Wow. Okay.
Keep going.
200. Yeah, you would. Come on.
Sort of. Keep going.
250.
Yeah, sold.
Come on. Demo, I love you so much. I love you so much when you do this. This is great.
And please do hit the QR code as well for our official partners on the channel that made this show possible. Wraith Energy, official partner of THFC Till I Die. If you hit that QR code, you get 10% off, and you use the code THFCTID. And also, please go on to Appy Pie, another sponsor of the channel as well. We are waiting to get the link from them so we can put the link into the chat for you guys. And once we get that link, we will put it in there for you. But I tell you what, thank you all for joining in. It's been great to be back. But we are back tomorrow with some more Spurs show. And then we're back on the new channel tomorrow night with the Euro 2024 watch along. Whatever you do, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification. Pick up your Patreon memberships as well. And me and Tequila are going to bounce out of here and look at more Spurs news. Whatever you do, enjoy yourself. Come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange. In Big Ange, we
because the battle brush said so.
Were you meant to look like the ghost?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just fine to see you later. I'm now going. That's ruined. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You did. Look there again. Look.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
See what I mean?
Thanks.